at his house. During a radio interview, Brady said he is, quote, just trying to be a great teammate and help someone out who's a friend of mine. Former All-Pro cornerback Antonio Cromartie is back joining us this morning. Antonio, great to have you again. So are you buying that they're actually friends here?
I'm buying it. I say that because, there's been rumors or talks along in the media or even just throughout the locker room of guys talking that Brady's been texting him just over the time just to make sure he's okay. And I think the other thing, he got him with, what's his name, Tony Robbins, to try to help him out from that standpoint. But I just think he's just trying to do two things. Is one, just be a good teammate, and also from a mental standpoint, playing game standpoint, is also try to catch Antonio Brown up as much as possible. Those two things got to work hand in hand. You got a guy that's coming in that's trying to learn the system and everything else. But I just see as they are friends. I see as he's trying to be a mentor to Antonio Brown, just like as anyone else that was in the locker room. From when I first came in, I had guys like Quinn Jammer, LT, and those guys that looked after me. And mentored me, just try to make sure I made the right decision. And I think that's what Tom Brady is trying to do and clean up Antonio Brown act from that standpoint.
I look at it and I said no, because let me ask you this. If that's Mohamed Sanu that can't help Brady win games, can't help Brady get to the Super Bowl, is he calling him? Is he putting him in touch with Tony Robbins?
I think he would. But you got to think, you got a guy that was going through those stages of something was going on mentally. I don't care what. Mental health is something that needs to be talked about in that situation also. But it's just a point of saying you're giving a guy like Tom Brady to be a mentor to a Antonio Brown, the guy that's won, Tom Brady who's won championships, knows the way to go about it, but also somebody that's going to be caring enough to show that, hey, yes, I want to go win a championship, but also, look, this is the way I can help you mentally and get you prepared in the right way, because now you can see the way my family works. You can see the way that things are going on in my household, how I'm with my kids, how I'm with my wife, and how a family-oriented family is supposed to be. And I think that's something that Tom Brady can give to Antonio Brown that he can learn from, because they've been in constant communication. Like, at the end of the day, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes because we only see certain things. We only get to see certain things. So now we get to see that, him standing there. I think it's more to it than just about winning football. Is actually having that friendship to give him somebody to call on to when in time of need.
No, I don't have a problem with Tom Brady helping Antonio Brown. No problem whatsoever. But this is a quid pro quo. You come in, do what you're supposed to be. You help me, I help you. Antonio Brown can help Tom Brady win football games. The thing that I love most about Tom Brady, and the really good quarterbacks understand, is that wide receivers wants to be appreciated. Bro, I need you. I count on you. But I'm going to come to you in the fourth. Don't ever make them feel like you can do this without them. And I felt the relationship with Ben and A.B. frayed when Ben made A.B. feel like he could put numbers up and he could do this without him. And A.B. said, okay, you think that? Okay, I'm going to show you. Trade me. That's when A.B. started wanting out, when Ben started, pretending like he could do things without A.B. Brady has really never made him.
Remember, Ben publicly criticized him for running the wrong route. Remember? Go ahead.
Yes, we ran the route to Shell and Denver, got picked off. And so I think that was one of the things that kind of, and it has started to fray. I think, him being late for meetings, him being late for walkthroughs, him being late for a lot of things, that started to rub Ben. Ben, talked about things like that publicly. And I don't think that'll be the problem with Tom. But I just believe that Tom ultimately looks at this is that this is a great relationship because I can get to where I need to be, and this guy can help me. He was only there, Skip and I, we go back and forth, Skip say maybe a week. I would say he was there for 10 days. And he saw the way A.B. worked in practice.
He did.
And Tom Brady is a guy that believed that practice is a direct correlation to where a guy's going to play in the game. And so he saw how hard A.B. worked in practice. That correlated to the game. And he's like, well, you know what? Man, if I had this guy again, if I get an opportunity to work with him again, I definitely want that. But there's no question. He believes A.B. can play. A.B. can help him get to the Super Bowl, and that's one of the reasons. Are they friends? I don't know. Friends a term. They're friendly. Do I look at them as him and Edelman, him and Amendola, him and Gronk, him and Jay Feely? No.
No.
Okay.
No, that relationship is totally different from that standpoint when you mention those guys. But at the end of the day, like you say, it's going to be about football and trying to catch them up at the same time. But I think Tom Brady is trying to be that great teammate and that mentor from that standpoint of making sure that he makes the right decision. You got to think, Bruce Arians is not the one to play with. You make one mistake with him, like he already said in the media to Antonio Brown himself. You mess up one time, you gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, if this is Antonio Brown's last chance at anything, so he has to act right no matter how you look at it.
Okay, Crow, let's cut to the chase here. Right. Shannon and I went back and forth about this to open today's show. To me, deep down, Shannon just believes that there's no way this white, pretty boy from San Mateo, California, married to a supermodel, the GOAT quarterback, would actually become real friends, like BFF, sort of best friends for life kind of friends, genuine friendship with an Antonio Brown, who obviously practices hard. That's what Brady loves about him. And obviously he can help Brady win another Super Bowl in Tampa. But Antonio has a long, ugly track record of off-field incidents that are not exactly sort of Brady-esque. So it's hard for Shannon to connect the dots to real friendship that transcends what can you do for me on the football field. Is that fair to say?
That's very fair to say.
Okay. I told Shannon he well could be right. But when it comes to the Brady I always hear about from players who played with Tom Brady, Shannon also could be wrong on this one. We just don't know because Brady shatters a lot of molds. Quarterbacks don't act like Tom Brady. That drives Shannon crazy because he doesn't carry himself like most franchise quarterbacks do. And he gets on social media and acts like a goofy, silly dad jokes and bad jokes and lame jokes. And it's not how Shannon perceives his franchise quarterback should act publicly, right?
Well, I think the thing is with me, Skip, Tom Brady is what I thought a franchise quarterback would be. He's very guarded, very scripted.
Yep.
You see the way he dressed? He has on Tom Ford. He has a turtleneck on, has the knife. He's always immaculately dressed. Peyton Manning, when you see him the way he carries himself. So Tom Brady is what I thought a franchise quarterback would look like and sound like.
Okay, but he can be a weird dude in that every once in a while he does something that just cuts against all the grain of what a quarterback should be. Listen, the time I've been around Antonio Brown, he is fun to be around, man. He is a ball of fire. I don't doubt it that Brady's kids love him because he's, man, you want to talk about charismatic? He's about as charismatic a player as I've ever been around before. When he wants to turn on that charm, woo.
Right.
Okay, so is it possible they've connected on a little deeper level? Because I also told Shannon, they're both their 6th-round picks. Antonio was number 196, and Tom Brady, as he always reminds everybody, was number 199. Maybe there's a little bond there, a little rapport. I don't know. Is it friends for life?
Well, yes, and plus, Crow, you think about when you're a 6th-round draft pick and you work your way up and become what Tom Brady became, and you work your way and AB became. Obviously, that's hard work, Skip.
Yeah,
that's hard work.
Okay. So, Crow, like I heard the other day, I read where Logan Ryan, who used to play with Brady, now with the Giants, obviously, picked off Brady, picked 6'd him at the end of his New England career.
In Tennessee.
And they text all the time. Well, is that unusual? Is it weird for the GOAT quarterback to be texting with Logan? I don't know. It just seems like Tom has a lot of quote-unquote weird relationships.
It is.
But you got to think about this, though.
Yeah.
I said, you guys are saying, like, it's weird, but think about this. When guys go in and go do their Hall of Fame speech and do all that stuff, they never really talk about football. They talk about the things that life-wise or the relationships they have with guys inside the locker room. And that's what Tom Brady is trying to build. It's just like, this is a brotherhood. This is a brotherhood for life. So that's what Tom Brady takes seriously. And that's something that he sees where he can have with Antonio Brown also as being a mentor and everything else. Once you build those relationships, those relationships will continue to go on, for a lifetime. So it's just the point of just looking at that and taking it from that standpoint and just trying to guide it from that way. I want to look at it. I mean, we both know it's all about winning.